Hey guys, welcome back to Cheddar. Joining us now is Laura Bilazarian, CEO of Teamable, a company using job seekers' social media networks to hook them up with potential employers. Laura, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So your company announced $5 million of funding this week. Explain what you will do with that and a little bit about your company to start us off.
Yeah, sure. Just to let you know what we do, we help companies find the right talent via their employees' social network connections. So we work with great companies in fintech like Stripe and Robinhood, in high tech like Lyft and Facebook, and in financial services to tap into their employees' social network connections to refer great talent into the company and attract the right hires.
And we just had Andela on right before this. I don't know if you were able to listen into that interview at all. So there's obviously a lot of interest from investors on getting good talent. What is it about this space, technology, that makes it possible to get good talent, and why are investors looking to invest in this area?
Yeah, I think a lot has changed about the world. One, just in terms of moving from industrial society to a society where teams really push innovation forward. Getting the right hires is everything. And having teams that trust each other and work well together is really fundamental to success. And so if you think about how the world has evolved, social network connections are really a map of how people are connected, and tapping into that data enables you to attract talent rather than wait for it to come to you or try to find it through inefficient methods.
Right, but Laura, you're profitable, aren't you? I listened to that podcast where you basically said you didn't really need the funding, so tell me about what you're going to do with the money.
Yeah, we're going to invest more in product. We're moving up market into larger companies. We're investing in sales to go faster to market, and customer success to ensure that every one of our customers is using the product properly and getting tons and tons of hires.
So my question is this: would you essentially be making a referral, say someone like me, if you're in my social network, but I wouldn't even be know that I'm making a referal? Is that kind of how it works, or would I be aware of it?
No,
so my ex-boyfriend isn't going to show up at the office the next day. That's what I want to make sure.
That not unless he's good at maybe a good producer or something like that. Just kidding. So we just help you connect the dots. Each employee connect the dots between. Often you don't even know what jobs are open in your company, and then because your friends move around so much and people used to work with or acquiring new skills, you don't necessarily know what they're up to. And so we connect the dots, make the suggestion to you, and then you're in full control of whether you reach out to that person about a job. So not too many ex-boyfriend hires going on.
Well, that's good. I think you focus mostly on tech companies right now. As a SaaS customer, there are 90 businesses that are currently signed on. Talk to us a little about the existing customers that you have and the customers you hope to acquire.
Yeah, I've been very, very inspired by our customers. One of our early customers was Uber's self-driving car, and now we see those drive. I actually saw one today at a lunch on the street in San Francisco. We also done a lot with Lyft and Stripe, which you saw there. We also work with some cancer research companies, so I feel like we're pushing the bar forward there by helping them get the right talent faster. And then I used to work on Wall Street down by you, so we also are working with some of those investment banks and large financial services companies that also, talent has always been key to their success.
So as Hope mentioned in the beginning, HR tech startups seem to be booming, but do you have any immediate competition in this space right now?
Well, there's a lot of ways to get hires, and we look at some of the bigger companies as our competition. In terms of exactly what we're doing, there's not a lot of competition, but there's many paths to hires, and so we consider some of the bigger companies, bigger job boards and things like that, our main competitors.
Right, and just to put a number on this, as we talked about earlier, we had Andela on, we're talking to you now, HR tech seeing $2.4 billion in deals. That was in 2015. That's the number that we have across 383 deals or so. I think about the potential here with the connected platforms like when you go onto Facebook or you go onto a new platform and they say, do you want to connect your Facebook account? Do you want to connect your Google account? And they're trying to kind of siphon all of that data into their platforms here. Is that kind of what you're seeing in this space as well? So you might not have competitors today, but there might be a new company out tomorrow that maybe does something very similar because the social graph is just becoming bigger and bigger. And think about LinkedIn too. I mean, if they go
Yeah, so they actually have had a competing product the whole time we've been in market. It's a great product, but one of the limitations of LinkedIn is that they can only use the LinkedIn network, and it's actually, with all due respect, it's one of the smaller social networks out there. And so being able to tap into other things like people's email address books or their Facebook connections, or their, some of the things you mentioned earlier, like on competitive advantage for us. And then to answer your question about other people that are having you opt in the social graph, it's really hard to connect the dots between someone on Facebook and what they're actually good at professionally. And so we think our search engine that's optimized for finding information on people around work is a competitive advantage, and that we'll be able to do that as people move around onto different social networks, as they will, right? There will be our social networks. We'll be able to connect who people are connected to their work experience, and then match that to jobs at a company better than anyone else.
Well, thank you so much, Laura Bilazarian of Teamable, for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Congratulations on your funding.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
All right.